There's an issue I've been having with iOS for quite a while. I first encountered the issue back in early October 2019, but it wasn't until about November that I discovered the issue, the cause of the issue, and then how to reproduce it. So what's happening is the other storage is using 155 gigabytes in this case. Every app is using less than a gig. Okay, even the Files app, which is the culprit in this case. And another one that causes the issue is the Photos app. But it can kind of happen with any app, depending on how they've built it. Okay, so in this case, I'm going to be using an iPad Pro, which is the newest device I've got. And it's been bugging me until today when I've done all the testing, like all the time. You know, out of storage, you can like go to settings, or you can do not now as the two options it gives you. And it just pops up on the screen all the time. And I use this device for Sidecar, which, like you saw just before. So it's kind of annoying when I'm trying to do my work and use it as a second screen, and I get this pop up on the screen all the time. So if we go over to the Files app, I'm not going to go through exactly how to reproduce the issue of what causes the problem, but you know, just under typical use, what'll happen is you'll download a file that you want. You may switch out to that app, and you may go back to like a different app or something, Safari, or it could be I don't know, like what you do on the iPad, just anything really. And then sometimes what'll happen is you'll go back to the Files app, and because the app's been in the background, it'll close. So this is just a normal thing that the operating system does. It'll close the apps you're not using to free up memory for what you are trying to do. And then that would cause the download to fail. So when you come back, instead of seeing a spin wheel there, you would just see a download symbol. But it could also, a normal case could be that the file fails to download due to maybe you were on Wi-Fi and you went outside and it's gone to cellular or something. Or it could be you're switching between Wi-Fi networks. There's a number of things that can cause a download to fail. But when you started the download and you saw that spin wheel there, what's happened is it's actually pre-allocated this space for that file into other. So over the course of a month, I'm using iCloud just under normal use, and that there's files that are failing to download. Then what's happening is you've got all these pre-allocated files sitting in other that are just never getting used, because maybe this will fail, and maybe I don't want to watch this one anymore. Maybe I want to just do something else because it never loaded. You know, if you've got lots of files like me, you're probably not accessing all of them all the time. You're just accessing a few ones you may need. And I may not need to look at that file for another, 4 or 5 months, or maybe never. So that pre-allocated space is just never going to get used, and it's never going to get freed up. And that's, in my case, on a monthly basis, I'm running out of storage because the other is just keeps filling up everything, and there's no usable space left. And on my phone this happens. So it's quite frustrating. So as I said, I've been dealing with this issue for quite a while, and I discovered what was causing the issue and how to reproduce it. It's pretty simple, like I just explained before. And that was on the 20th of November 2019, and I reported that to Apple, created a case, provided them the files and the details, but we haven't got anywhere, and I don't think they're understanding the issue, because I keep getting these strange responses like, try another user account. Well, why does it happen on all of my devices? I can reproduce it. I can reproduce it on all my friends' devices, all of the development devices I've got. It happens on every one, so it's not my user account. They keep putting my iCloud drive into a diagnostics mode or something to monitor what's going on there. I don't think that's related. The problem is not my iCloud account. Anyway, the issue's been ongoing for a long time, and not getting anywhere with it. So I'm just making a video to properly explain the issue. But the thing I need to cover here is what has been tried to fix the issue. In fixing in terms of freeing up the other space, which is probably what you're interested in. And ultimately, I really want Apple to actually fix it permanently, because this shouldn't happen to begin with. So I've gotten 4 suggestions so far from Apple on what to try, and I'll go through them now. So the first one is to go into Settings, click on My Name, click on iCloud, and then turn off the iCloud drive, just like this. So there's no more iCloud drive anymore. If I go over to here, it's empty, right? So I'm just going to restart the device quickly so you can see that. Oh, and before I do it, I'll just go to General and iPad Storage, and you'll see here that space is still allocated, even though if I go to here, there's no files here. So those temporary files are still there, even though I've turned iCloud off. That's a bit dodgy in my opinion. Okay, so let's just do this shutdown quickly. Need to stop the recording. Okay, so I think you need to give it a sec for the notification to come about the recording. Hopefully it's fine. Let's just do shutdown. Okay, so while that's restarting, now I think what's happening when Apple have suggested that is I think that they were thinking I was complaining about an issue where I can't remove files that I've already downloaded. Now, this is a feature that's offered by all the other programs that for cloud syncing, like Google Drive and Baidu Dropbox. If you have the app on your device, you can press the download to download the file offline. And then when you don't want it anymore, you can remove the offline copy. So that way you don't have to have that file taking up storage space anymore, because you don't need it. Now, that's a feature that's not offered by the Files app. So I think when I was complaining about this issue and trying to report it to them, I think that they were thinking I was reporting that issue. Let's get the screen recording running again. So that's the solution for, if you look at the iCloud turning off, that's how you fix that. So if you do have lots of files in iCloud that have successfully downloaded, so the storage of those files is under the Files app, then you can actually remove them by switching off iCloud and switching iCloud back on again. Now, this next solution may make a little more sense, deleting the Files app. Okay, so first of all, the problem is that the files aren't in the Files app. So if I delete the Files app, maybe it won't remove those pre-allocated files. But when Apple provided this suggestion, and when I first tried it, I was hoping that the operating system has a link, an ownership between the temporary pre-allocated files that are in other and the app that had created those or requested those pre-allocated files to be created. So I was hoping that the operating system would recognize when you delete the app, it would then free up the pre-allocated files that were requested by those apps. All right, so let's try it. Now, I obviously know the answer already. No, it doesn't remove the pre-allocated space in other. So that Files app is gone now. It's not on here. And the pre-allocated space is still in other. Okay, so that hasn't worked. I will restart the device because they have asked to, restart the device between each of these fixes they've provided. That I don't know why they're providing solutions or fixes that don't actually work. But anyway, they should know that this is a confirmed fix before they before they recommend them. But okay, let's shut that off and turn it back on again. Now, when it starts back up, I'll go into the general settings and show you that the storage hasn't been cleared. And then after that, the next thing that they suggested was to go into the reset and then reset all settings. So we'll do that. Okay, so general, iPhone, iPad storage. So you can obviously see right away that it's still using 163 gigabytes of the total storage. There we are, 155 is still being used by the system. Every app is using less than a gig. Photos app has gone up a little bit, probably because I was doing the screen recordings, which I need to get running again. Okay, so next I'll have to go over to general and then go to reset. And I'm going to do reset all settings. And I need to shut off the screen recording. Cool, let's hit reset. So the device is turned off. And when it starts back up, it also will not have cleared the storage space that's been pre-allocated by the Files app to other. Look, while this is loading, I'll just say that what should be implemented when deleting an app by the operating system, in my opinion, is that when you delete an app, all resources created by that app and files should also be deleted. The operating system needs to keep track of what apps are doing what, so that when you go and delete it, it can clean up everything that's not in the user space. So anything that's not in the user's saved files that the user has explicitly saved. Okay, so we're back in. All my settings are gone, so let's get the screen recording back up quickly. Controls, screen recording, there we go. 2, 1. All right, go down to, True Tone's on. I really hate that. True Tone would be good if they synced it between the iPad and the computer. I don't like when the two are different. Okay, so there we are. We've done the reset all settings, and it's, you obviously see it actually has refreshed that. So it's not caching that value. It is calculating it. And still 155 gigs is being used. All right, so from all the things I suggested, the only thing that works is to go to General, Reset, and I need to do a reset all content and settings. I can't do it just yet because I've got to wait for the screen recordings to sync. So I might just airdrop them to my computer, and then I'll continue recording. And what I'll do is I'll reset the whole entire iPad, and then it will fix the issue. Okay, so the iPad's finished syncing the photos. So I'm going to go to Settings, General, Reset, Reset all content and settings. I don't need to back up anything. There's nothing on here. It's all in iCloud. Erase. So, I've got to type password in. Okay, so the iPad will just restart, and when it comes back on, it'll just be like a brand new iPad with nothing on it. So, yeah, but the point is, this will solve the issue. As far as just getting the files out of other. And if you're looking for a solution that's anything shorter than that, well, you're out of luck. I've been trying to figure this out for so long, and I've been dealing with Apple for months, you know, about this issue. But just got no other solutions. This is the only thing they've told me to do which actually works for getting rid of the other space. And it's really wasn't helpful because, I mean, I already knew this, and like, it's not a helpful solution. No, you should never have to go and reset the whole device just because some files failed to download. It's crazy. And it's just so inconvenient. Like, I just happen to use this device for nothing else but, you know, a second screen. And occasionally when we're traveling or something, I'll, you know, put some files on there. But you know, when it comes to my phone, I just haven't been using the Files app because I can't risk the having to reset my phone because it takes a long time. I got, you know, Alipay and WeChat Pay and all that stuff set up on it. I got all my, you know, I don't like putting all the settings in. It's a big inconvenience to reset your phone. And, you know, I can't take public transport. I can't pay for anything. I can't pay electricity. Can't get in the building without my phone. So it's just, I don't want to be basically stuck inside all day because I have to reset my phone if some files fail to download, and that accumulates over the course of a month. Anyway, it's such a pain in the ass. Oh, here we go. It's already done. I'll just put it in English. Mainland China. What? Why is there a cursor there? Okay. Manual setup. Yes, Chinese keyboard too. Good. I'll use this network. This one's got the name, but actually it's not a part of it. It's just they would just use their Wi-Fi. And that specific access point has been set up for me only, and it's got a password on it. Alright, continue. Oh, I don't want Face ID. I'll set that up later. I really don't want a passcode at all. Don't use passcode. Don't transfer apps and data, okay? I'll set up my account as well. Return. Alright, so the two-factor, okay, 349136. Alright, so let's get screen recording and going again. There's no need. Let's just go to here and then iPad storage, and here we go. So after it has finally reset, we'll see here that there's no space used by other. Maybe a few megabytes, that'll be it.
But like it's just crazy you have to go to that extent just to get rid of the files. It's so annoying.
So before I finish off the video, I just wanted to add a few things. The reason I was doing it with the iPad all day is because I called Apple back asking what's going on, since this is a new iPad that I've had the issue with and the pop-up keeps coming up saying the storage is full. So I thought I'd do the testing on it. Now, on the previous day, on the 18th of February, the storage was 42 gigs, and I just noticed that, happened to look there. But then the following day as well, I was getting pop-ups, and that's when the storage somehow grew to 121 gigs. And in this case, I reckon it was the Photos app, because I was scrolling through the photos a bit and trying to organize my photos. So I reckon that's what was causing the storage to just grow to such a huge amount in other. But anyway, then basically there's no way of fixing that. I had to reset the whole iPad. And then I thought I should follow up with Apple on the progress of this case. Anyways, before I thought I'd post the video, I reached out to a few friends and just asked them to send through some screenshots of their devices. So three of my friends sent back screenshots, and two of them are having the issue severely. One of them, it's not that bad, but it's still significant. Look, here's one. 44.5 gigs being used in other on a 256 gig phone. Here's another one which is not that severe. But this, you can see she's got almost no storage left on the device, so it'd be good if that extra 8 gig could be freed up. And the last one, also others, used up like 64 gigs of the phone, maybe 70 gigs of the phone. Now, these three people I reached out to weren't technical people, so you could even say this person doesn't know how to take a screenshot. But like, I just wanted to get this is the average user, and all three of them are having the issue. And one person, this one here, I said, I talked about the issue about the other using up a lot of storage, and he said, oh, what is this? Because he's been having that issue too, and he doesn't know why it uses up so much space. So look, I think this is a much more widespread issue than they believe. Even though when I called and reported the issue, they seem to have no idea what it is. And even though when I've been asking for like a solution and calling back and trying to get a fix for the last since November 2019, by the way, they seem to like have no idea about this issue, because as you saw with the diagnostics I just went through, only one of the things actually works for fixing it. Three of the things they suggested that would fix it just simply don't fix the issue. So it seems like they mustn't encounter the issue enough times to be able to even recommend the correct things to do. I don't know. Look, maybe they should put in some reporting in an update just to be able to just to send back this information to their database, so they can get some analytics on how many people's devices are using significant storage under other. But I think they'll find it's a pretty widespread issue, because every person I've looked at on their phone has got the problem. And when I've been searching for it myself online, I've been seeing so many people complaining about it on forums and asking how to get it fixed for years back. Anyway, so I'll leave it at that. If anyone is watching this video, it's not at Apple, just comment about what, if you're having the issue too, if you know of a way to fix it. That'd be really good, because I have no idea what is left to do other than just continue to work with Apple on this issue.